The coaches have talked a lot about your off-season work. I'm just wondering, what was the concentration of that work? What specifically were you trying to work on?
Uh, Fundamentals, different, like different releases, getting better at the line with my hands, top of route, I know I can go deep. I know I can run a deep ball very well, but just more trying to become a more complete receiver, and the intermediate routes, the short game, and try to improve on that area.
Let's go to Steve Walls. Go ahead, Steve.
Hey, what's up, man? How are you?
Good, I'm good. How you doing?
Good. Entering your second year into the league, man, where do you feel like you have improved the most? And also, how important has Tyreek been in motivating and pushing you to be a better player?
Yeah, I think more so just my confidence. I think I'm more confident in the system and what Coach Reed got in place. And I think I'm improved more being a more overall receiver instead of just like, a deep threat. So I think I can run the intermediate routes now well, and just keep it improving on that. And like you said, having Tyreek in my corner and having him, watch him work and what he's been doing over the last 4 years, man, it's a great motivator. So I can, get it to the level that he at. And I strive every day to, try to be as good as him.
Let's go to Darren Smith. Go ahead, Darren.
Hey, Mecole, how you doing? My question for you, as a rookie now coming into a second-year player, you've obviously achieved the mountaintop by winning the Super Bowl. How does one stay motivated from an individual aspect when obviously it's a team game being a football, but how do you better yourself and how do you try to put yourself in the team in a situation to repeat when you've already come into the league winning the Super Bowl?
I just feel like once you win one, you want another one. I feel like that's kind of like the motivator. You can't get complacent in what you did the last year because obviously nobody's not talking about last year no more. It's over. It's a whole new season. So I think it's just more so, the guys that surround you, the guys that, that been here for a long time, that got one just like me. I think how they motivate us throughout practice and, having that target on our back, it just is a motivator to us, like, to show everybody it wasn't a fluke, that we can do it again. We can go back to back. And, but yeah, it's kind of like, it definitely, that's probably like the hardest thing is like trying to stay, humble and keep the motivation going because you can't get complacent, especially if you win one, and, but I think the whole team motivated. I think Coach Reed doing a great job in keeping us motivated and, knowing what's at stake and knowing that we can, go get this thing again.
Let's go to Pete Sweeney. Go ahead, Pete.
Hey, Mecole, we are like 1 year since that joke thing came out where Pat had told you to keep running, and you've grown so much since then. And I'm just wondering now, the year later, looking back to that, in your own words, how much has your chemistry grown with Patrick Mahomes?
It's growing. It's continuing to grow. My job is, just to play my role, do my role, and do that well. And I think we continue to gain trust. Well, it's my job to gain trust from Pat. We got a lot of weapons on the field. So the more he can trust me, and the more offense can be. So more potent it can be. So I'm just trying to just do my job, man, and catch every ball, come out with, take advantage of every opportunity, and keep running.
Let's go to Seren Petra. Go ahead, Seren.
Mecole, I'm curious. You talked about some of the things you worked on, and we've talked to a number of the rookies. Like, looking back on it now, what do you know now that you wish you knew then? Like, what is it, or what work are you able to get done now that maybe in getting ready for the draft, spending so much time in the off season for the draft, that you were able to go back and get done now that you couldn't do last year, just year 2 versus year 1?
Actually get like in football shape. I think when you coming out for college, you focus on like the 40 and, just routes. You're really not in that football shape. And I think when you get to like the rookie mini camp or like the OTAs, you kind of realize like I'm really not in shape. I thought I was in shape, but I'm not. So this offseason, you can really focus on more of like realistic situations and running more routes, and doing things that are going to translate to the practice when you get there. So it can help you, keep your lungs open, keep running a little bit more, running some half gashers or whatever that may be. So I think learning from that and learning to actually get in football shape definitely is a big helper coming into like this year.
Let's go. We got 2 more. Let's go Nate Taylor and then Herbie. Go ahead, Nate.
Hey, Mecole, I'm interested on going from not only just year 1 to year 2, but just seeing Andy's playbook and understanding it. Now seeing some of the new stuff that you guys are doing in camp so far, just what is that experience like to understand you're playing all 3, wide receiver positions, but there's new plays that you guys are sort of building off of what you saw last year?
It's pretty much, it's easier because once you've been through a year with the playbook and knowing the plays and being familiar with the plays, especially at all three positions, then when the new players come in, it's like more of like, okay, I kind of got a grasp of this concept. So it's not as hard to learn it. So I think what we got in, the plays that's coming in, I think it's like familiar. It's new, but it's familiar, and it's kind of a little more easier to, to learn it. So now it's like, okay, I know what you want out of this route because I've seen this route, but I know exactly what you're looking for. And that's how we go through it. That's how we approach it. And then when the new players come in, we just attacking it like it's an old play, and then try to put it on film and see what we need to do from it.
Let's finish up with Herbie. Go ahead, Herbie.
Hey, Mecole. Hey, we've all obviously know what Patrick Mahomes can do with a football, but I'm curious because we saw that sidearm throw today to Demarcus Robinson with it looked like there was no window. But as a wide receiver, do you ever find yourself just watching that and being a fan of some of those throws?
I think sometimes you could be like, yeah, man, he make it look so easy, But I think we see it so much, we see it every day. It's just kind of normal to us. And but you don't really want to be like a fan of it because it might come your way and you be like, oh man, he threw a pass like this and you drop it, and you might not get a pass again. So like, I don't think we try to be wild. We probably more of like, hey, good throw and just go on by business because we're expecting to make those like that. The side arms, the no looks, the deep balls down the field. Like we expect them to do that. We see it every day. So to us, to receivers, ain't nothing new. It's just for us to go catch the ball and make something happen with it.
Mecole, we appreciate you. Thank you for the time today.
Okay. Appreciate you.